Morning all. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your morning flash update. And this update is for the morning of Thursday, and we're at the 11th of January already, 2024, 8:25 a.m. Central Time. So where are we in the markets? Well, you have the CPI number. Let's go right there, and then we'll come back and visit everything else. Jobless claims, we could start off, didn't meet the expectation. Again, fewer than the market thought. Jobs market is strong, and you even lost jobs on the weekly claims. In other words, not as many claims. All right? In the CPI, I'm sorry, I don't see these numbers getting a March reduction in interest rates. That doesn't mean, and I want to go on record before I go here, that you can't get terribly weak numbers in January and February. You can. And then we would get the March numbers, and we get the March meeting, and the Fed makes another decision. I can see that, but we're not there. So right now, when you're looking at this number, you get the CPI up 0.3. They expect it up 0.2. That's greater than the market thought. Core, that's ex-food and energy, was up 0.3, right with what the market thought. Sticky, not falling. The December CPI energy price was up 0.4. The prior month it was down 2 3/10. So then we take a look at CPI food prices. They were about where the market thought. The CPI index itself, year over year, up 3.4%. They expected it up 3.2. Show me where these numbers warrant, at this point in time, the Fed doing anything. But that's not how the market's going to interpret it. The market's going to say, Ira, what is wrong with you? If you go to the core, ex-food and energy, and you can see it cracked 4%. It's the first time in a couple of years that you've done that. You've got it all wrong. That is what I will be told. And they are right. That part, it's happening. But what I told you would be a snail's pace, because we've taken all the low-hanging fruit. And now it's going to be just this gradual move. So on the gradual move is where the pundits are saying you have to make your changes now, because they'll keep going, and it will get you at the end of the year. If you measure it all, you'll probably get down to that under 3%, 2%, 2.5%, something in that range. That will be the argument and what they keep going with. So, is the report a complete slap in the face to those people? It can't be. Is it bullish? It is not. It's status quo. That's how I'm going to read it. Energy analysts are looking for the EIA report to get a big reduction. And let me talk about that for a minute. I just saw the 10-day forecast for the Midwest. I live in Chicago, and where it's at. Starting this weekend through all of next week, we don't get over freezing. We don't even get near it. We get into just the teens as the highs, and then the zero range as the lows. So we're going to start burning the fuel now. This is the point where winter, which was delayed for many of us in the United States through a good part of December, it is here, and treat it as though it's here. So when we come back to the marketplace, maybe we go there to start with. You're up 7 cents. I'm not surprised at all, the heating oil. That makes all the sense. As you take a look at what's going on in energies, today we saw that Iran stepped in. There was a ship off the coast of Oman, about 50 nautical miles off the coast. It had at one point been full of Iranian fuel that was sanctioned and apparently going to China. It was intercepted. All the fuel had been taken off months ago. This is over the 3-month period, and the ship has just been sitting there. So Iran sent its commando team. They commandeered the ship, and it is headed back now to Iran. Who cares? But yet the market is reacting to that. That's how I'm viewing it. So I told you there's a huge battle going on here in the bonds and notes over the CPI. Is it good? Is it bad? I told my traders today off the concept trade in the Bitcoin, time to get out. You're up to the upper Bollinger Band. You only got up to 48,400 on the leak. You still haven't taken out that number. You might, but the gravy's been taken out of the trade. I heard Kathy Woods today talking that her baseline number, I want you to get ready for this, for Bitcoin, is $1,500,000. Under her worst case, she sees 600,000. So you can see how these people keep going with it. They have their reasons. They may be very right. I'll let you decide that. The dollar up at most currencies getting hit today because of that. We saw that the British pound went right up to my objectives, by the way, at 12800 today. I'm pretty happy with that in its own way. Metal markets all over the board. Everybody's trying to digest what this does. And by the end of the day, I will not be surprised if they decide to give it a bullish take, even though it's not warranted. By the way, rent costs didn't come down at all. I write up today what's happened in Manhattan in leases, and they have picked up, by the way. But the prices keep going at what? They dropped for a bit, then they stabilized. Now there's a bit of price creep in them. As New York goes, not necessarily goes the rest of the country. New York is unique, expensive as heck to live in, but it just gives you an idea. Our most vibrant city, things are getting a bit more expensive in shelter. That does bleed down the road as to what other things do. If one's good, sometimes the other start being good. Haven't seen it in Chicago, haven't seen it in San Francisco. Looking real hard to see, does this spread to other areas? In the grain markets, just back and forth, I saw the export numbers today. I thought they stunk. Plain English. I didn't think they were good in any matter at all. I want to remind you that we've got your What's Up webinar happening a week from, actually this coming Tuesday. Now it's only, 5 days away. So it is Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. I will send out the invites if you're in my mailing list again. Some of you go unsubscribe so you don't get them. You can move your cursor up to the top here. There'll be a link. Give it a click. That'll take you to the form, fill it out. You will then get from us your user ID and password to come in. I started promptly at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. I end promptly 20 minutes later. It could be a minute or two off, it could, but I'm pretty good with my time. I will open it up at 12:15 so you can get in and get yourself settled in for it. It is over Zoom. So you can follow the link. If you have questions, you can call my staff at 866-973-2077. They can send you the link as well. I'm Ira. I will catch up with you at the end of the trading day, and you have a great trading day. See you at the end. Take care.